Everybody was kung fu fighting. Especially Mr. Boopster.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Friday night. Doing some Friday Night Magic. So yeah, we got this little man here. Today we're playing some Modern. Now, it's worth noting that in about a week's time, the deck that I'm playing is going to be completely useless because they're changing the way that split cards work.
Yes.
So it's a little sad. We bought the cards to do this deck thinking, we'll get to it sometime. And I'm like, crap, this is literally the last week I have to do it. So that's what we're doing. So I'm playing a expertise brain in the jar deck with like birds and reanimation.
Birdbrain.
And yeah, it's basically Birdbrain, but it also has a gifts package instead of running green for the extra creatures. So kind of neat.
And I'm playing a Nail Landfall deck. Pretty similar to a deck that we featured, but a lot more streamlined.
Yeah.
So it uses
Geopedes.
Renegade Rallier and Renegade and then all landfall creatures.
Yeah, pretty neat. So this deck's going to feature some servo tokens, which you can get at Forest Bear Store, store.forestbear.net. That's in the description. And all proceeds for that will go towards funding Mr. Boopster's Kung Fu lessons.
His
His
ninja killed his family.
Yes, exactly. So he has to get back at them, hence the colorful Christmas headband. Anyway, so to decide who goes first, I'm just going to move him out of the way a little bit. Wow, that looks silly on camera. So, decide who goes first. Since my deck features Brain in a Jar, and since the whole kind of purpose of this matchup is that it's the last hurrah of that deck, we put a brain in a jar that I'm pretty sure was around in the Eisenhower years. And what we're going to do is kind of do like a Yahtzee style thing. I have a brain in here. Or rather, I have a dice that has the word brain written out and a picture of a brain. So, we're gonna do it where, like, for instance, whoever gets the brain, that's an automatic win.
Yeah.
And aside from that, it's gonna be alphabetical order. So if you get an A and I get a B, you win.
Not word order.
No. Well, there's only one word, so.
Or brain.
Yeah.
So you could do B-R-A-I-N. Or
do you want to do it? We can do it that way. Sure, do it that way. Well, I mean, you could get a brain too,
That's
but
a brain.
Hey, you know, when you got a thick marker, thing's loud. What the hell was that? Well, it's gone now. I think that was an R. Yes, that was an R. Apparently that jar is still a little wet.
Apparently.
Anyway, so you got two small black dots, and I got a brain. So I will go first, and we will see you in game 1. All right, game 1. Show my hand. Pretty cool hand overall. Go ahead. Oops.
And I've got those.
Okay, so I believe I will lead things off with a Flooded Strand and pass the turn.
Draw. Stomping Ground untapped. 18.
Yep.
For a 2-2.
Sure.
Sure go.
End of turn. Go to 19. And I think this one will fetch a cheeky little Hallowed Fountain. Very nice looking one, too. At that.
It's pretty fancy.
It is. It is indeed. Okay. Draw a card. Well, not incredibly useful. Sure. Scalding Tarn, crack, go to 18. And I think since you're kind of a pretty fast aggro deck, and I can afford right now to get a basic, I will do that. Get a basic mountain.
Also pretty fancy.
Yeah. And I think we gotta just try for it. An exile a Simian Spirit Guide for a red. Another red. And a... doesn't matter. Karizev's Expertise. So we'll gain control of Wild Nicodle. Haha, mine's bigger. I have a white and a red, which is kind of hilarious. And the card that I'll cast with converted mana costs 2 or less from my hand is Breaking, and I think I will fuse it with Entering. Now this is the combo that's, well, one of the combos. The other one's with the actual card, Brain in the Jar. But basically, with any of these fuse cards, you're allowed to. Well, when you're this qualifies because
when you're checking converted mana costs,
exactly.
You can see 2 or you can see 6.
Yes.
And since 2, fits that, you can do it.
And
then you can put it on the stack, but since it's from your hand, you can decide, hey, I'm going to fuse it now.
Yeah.
Even though that would really break the check's been done already.
Yes. Yeah.
But they're changing it, so now
this is going to cost 8. So this deck is essentially useless now, or going to be in a week. But
once Amonkhet drops, yes.
So that's why we're playing it now, just to see how degenerate it is.
Buy the parts, gotta get it out.
So, I'm going to Breaking myself. So I'm hoping I hit a creature in these top 8, because if I don't, this is pretty bad, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3, well, there's a creature. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm gonna have to get a Simian Spirit Guide.
You gotta choose which one, though.
Okay. That one. I thought, it's turn 2. If I can, somehow manage to hit an Emrakul and, swing for that much on turn 2, totally worth it. That would actually be lethal. So, I thought it was worth it to go for the turn 2 kill. But that's okay.
Sometimes you just gotta go.
Sometimes you do. It is worth noting, Entering gives the creature that you get back haste. So, take 5, my friend.
13.
And I'll pass the turn.
Get back my 2/2.
Yes.
Draw for turn.
Now he knows what could have been. Or probably will be this turn.
Arid Mesa, crack, going to 12.
That's really upsetting. I would have settled for a Gristlebrand, too.
And Plains.
Yeah.
And play to Geopede.
You got it.
3.
Go to 15.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Okay. Flooded Strand. And here is a Suspended Ancestral Visions. And do I try and press 2 damage? I don't think so. So I'll pass the turn.
Untap.
I had so many Spirit Guides.
Draw for turn.
Probably don't have any left. I got 1 left.
Windswept Heath.
Can you bounce this for me?
Given that landfall. Yep. Crack that, going to 11. Forest, pumping him again.
Yep. Big boy. Big boy. Big old boy.
Renegade Rallier.
Yep.
Permanent left.
Wow. All right.
So I think I'll just go get it again.
Yep.
Crack that. Of course, pumping him the 3rd time.
Yeah.
Going to 10.
Am I just dead this turn? Do you have a Path to Exile?
We're going to find the Sacred Foundry, untapped.
I think you have a Path to Exile and I'm just dead this turn.
Going to 8. Could also have a Bolt.
True.
But it is a path.
Well, I asked you to bounce it, not exile it.
It gets you the mana, it's just delayed a bit.
Alright. That is pretty obnoxious. 15 Xaxes, I believe.
Isn't it only...
How many landfall triggers did you
12.
have?
4.
Oh, you had 4. Oh, it's a 1/1.
12.
Naturally. Okay. So not quite dead this turn. Pretty damn close, though. I will go to 3.
Enter go.
I'm gonna crack this, too. I actually thought it was dead this turn. But I will crack this now while I'm still shuffling. And grab Steam events. Untap. Something tells me this isn't going off, but I'll put that at 3. And draw a card. Well, you know, I'm at 2?
Yes.
And I've still got a plains? Yes, I do. Flooded Strand. Crack. Go to 1. Get a plains. Because I can't actually get anything else. I can't. Well, I can get stuff tapped, but I can't get any other untapped sources because I don't have 2 life to pay. And through the breach, Elshnorn.
Dead.
All right, go ahead.
Doesn't that die now?
Oh, it has haste, right.
Yes.
Oop.
Going to 4.
For some reason, I thought I was playing Griselbrand all of a sudden. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn. I mean, it was almost there.
It's the best I could do, really.
3.
I will take it and go to -2. All right, that was a lot of fetch lands. Holy
Just
crap.
kept drawing them.
All right, well, I don't know why I'm even looking. I didn't have anything. All right, so that was that. And we will see you in game 2. Okie dokie, game 2. Here's my hand. Pretty spiffy. Go ahead.
And we've got those.
Whoop. Well, things are going to get pretty moist. Crack that. Go to 19. Very flooded. Because we're going to get steam vents, which is nice and steamy. And the reason it's so steamy is because we're going to cast Serum Gisions. Draw a card. Scry 2.
Is the steam to keep it PG?
Yes. We should just blur this in post, I think. Oh, do I want any of these? Logic would dictate that I should probably keep one of them. But yeah, I'll keep one of them on top. One of them on the bottom. To you.
Draw for turn. Gonna go for a garden untapped.
Okay.
And in that garden is a kitty.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
Enter go.
That's pretty adorable. Draw a card. Here's a plains. Got a little racial diversity on this side of the table. And we'll cast a brain in a jar. Pass turn.
It's pretty creepy. You just keep a brain in a jar.
Gotta keep something.
Draw for turn.
Gotta keep something around the house.
Sacred Foundry untapped.
Yep. Oh,
That's
it's not,
kitty.
not a fetch land. Just a medium-sized kitty. Oof.
Here's a worm to go with the kitty.
Yeah.
2 beats.
Rubbing his butt all over the playmat. Go to 15.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw card. Profit.
But is there profit?
You know, it's possible. I don't think we need another one, so tap Sacred Foundry. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Arid Mesa off the top.
Ugh! That's gonna hurt.
Crack Arid Mesa.
It's going to hurt my body.
Going to 15. And we shall get ourselves a Sacred Foundry untapped. Going to 13.
Okay.
9.
Yeah, take it.
Blood rushing this guy.
Go to 2. Seriously? Wow.
Every time.
All right. Well, crack it, I guess.
2 damage.
I will charge my brain in response and then die. And, yeah. So, I had a pretty good hand, but not gonna win if you're gonna beat me on turn 3. But we will go to game 3 anyway, because I want this deck to actually do something. Alright, game 3. Let's see if we can pick up a booby prize. Hopefully that'll be enough. Ooh. Go ahead.
We've got those.
Whoop. Okay, so we're going to lead with a Scalding Tarn. We're going to crack that. And unfortunately, can I afford to get a basic? Yeah, I'll just go to 19, get a basic mountain. And there's only one in the deck, so my luck, it's probably right on top. Right on top. One of those days, I guess. Realize how slim a chance that actually was of being right?
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's always where it is, though. And if you think to just check the last card, then it's always the second last card.
That was a 1 in 53 chance.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Or is it more than that? Screw statistics. But what we're gonna do is exile a Simian Spirit Guide, get a monkey, and we will put his brain in this jar. Pass turn.
Exciting. Does it have a counter?
I don't know why I put a counter on it. It does not have a counter.
Draw for turn. That makes his hand a little better, actually. Bloodstained Mire. Crack that. Gonna go all the way to 17 for Sacred Foundry. And we'll get a kitty.
Alright.
Sure go.
Kind of sucks to have to crack a fetch land to play a landfall guy. It's always a kind of a pain in the butt. Flooded Strand. And to you.
Untap. Draw for turn. What is correct here? Wooded Foothills.
Yep.
Crack that going to 16.
It's gonna be a big one. Big slap.
Forest.
You got it.
Four beats.
No blocks.
Just 4.
15.
And we'll play the card we drew this turn. The GOP.
Okay.
Sure go.
End of turn, we will deposit 1 brain into the jar. And I think I'll crack this now, even though I really don't want to. And we'll fetch a Sacred Foundry? Yeah, I think so. Sacred Foundry. Something very sacred. By the way, we're not casting anything off the brain of the jar. Don't have any ones.
It needs ones.
Yeah. If That wasn't obvious by the fact that I didn't cast anything. Untap.
Unfortunately, it's not 1 or less, so you
Draw a
can't
card.
get like Ancestral Recall
No.
visions.
Yes. You can get recall.
You could get Recall, it's just not legal in the format.
It's not really worth it either. Let's see.
I don't think Brain's quite good enough for Vintage, even if he could do that.
Well, I think we need some blockers, so we're going to throw Brain in the jar. So that's on 2 now, and we will cast a Beck Call using that. Of course, we're casting Beck and fusing it, because it's pretty cool. So that gets us 4 Swans, which are, I think, going to be in chump blocking duty. But more importantly...
4 1/1 birds. I don't think it empties it out.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It doesn't.
You empty it out to scry.
Yeah. I'm getting ahead of myself because I got to do that next turn. Not a lot of 3s. But more importantly, draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Still get a land this turn as well. Tapped Hallowed Fountain. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Arid Mesa. Crack that going to 15.
That kind of works.
Find a Temple Garden untapped, going down to 13. And of course, put my kitty and my worm.
Yes. Yeah, I
My
think...
millipede? I guess it's not a worm,
Yeah.
it's an insect.
Sure. I think that one scares me, and that one I kind of just want to jump up and pet. I mean, I'm going to have to jump because he's pretty big.
It's just a little kitty, and then,
Yeah.
some land falls and startles him, and then he claws your face. And then this, it's like, you don't even want to see that.
That's just
It
disgusting.
was under the ground, and the ground shifts, and all of a sudden you see that, and it's horrifying. So, 9.
Okay. So, if you have +4/+4, then I'll
is
be
the biggest
going
guy.
to 1, but you won't be able to +4/+4 me and also cast a lightning bolt. Because you played your lands already.
Yes.
I think chump both.
Okay, yeah. They both get chumped. And we'll play Narnum Renegade, who's going to
Indeed.
be revolting. And Narnum Renegade is
Ugh.
going to be revolting.
Okay. That is pretty revolting. I'm going to be honest.
And
Good.
for go.
Untap. Draw a card. Okay. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. So I think this turn, Flooded Strand, crack, go to 13. And I think we're just going to get a basic Plains. And let's go for a little bit of Saram's expertise, aka some more chump blockers. So here is 3 servos, and the card I will cast is Beck Call.
Even more chump blockers.
Yes. Unfortunately, unlike Cascade, you don't get the second half first, so I don't get to also draw 3 off the servos. But I do get to poop out a whole lot of chump blockers.
It's a few chump blockers.
And then we'll draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. It's a lot of discarding. I think... I think we discard. By the way, I'm not attacking, because I'm worried. Do you think it... I wonder if it's safe.
Attack for 2.
To attack for 2. I mean, if you got the trample guy, I think I'm pretty in trouble anyway. It's chump block. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of things to chump block, so I'm going to try and play it safe and attack you for 2.
11.
And hopefully not get wrecked for it. Anyway, so now we'll go to discards. I think at this point, Elish Norn's not doing a lot. And...
We generally just Reanimator anyway.
yeah. Exactly. And also an Ancestral.
You don't need more cards?
No. Pass the turn.
Untap. Drop.
I mean, if I'm gonna get more cards, I'm gonna get 4 cards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Wooded Foothills. Pump and Doze.
Yep.
Swing.
Well... So once again, am I dead if you blood rush something? So go doop doop, doop, and doop. Actually, let's put the servos in front. They're a little less useful.
Yeah, they don't fly.
So if we do...
And they're not as pretty.
It's true. They aren't as pretty. If we do something like that, and you blood rush me, I'd be taking 9 only? Okay, that's reasonable. Just block like that.
Yeah, no blood rush shenanigans.
I figured if you had them, you might have done it last turn anyway, so.
But here's Goyf.
Okay.
Who is...
I have creature, sorcery, land.
3/4.
And you just have lands. Alright.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Well, that, I think, will do it. So, we are going to cast Karizev's Expertise. We're going to attempt to steal this Tarmogoyf here.
You get a Tarmogoyf.
Okay, and the thing we're going to cast is Breaking and Entering. So I'm going to mill myself, because you do have Landfall, guys. Not that it really... Or, Night Reliquary, rather. Not that it really matters, because I think I've got you this turn. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also, I knew it was, pretty... I mean, if I hit Emrakul, you just put Emrakul into play anyway, but I knew I was safe, because I have it in my hand.
Ah.
And entering, of course, we'll get back this Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite.
Goodbye, kitty. And my worm.
Yes.
My
But,
millipede.
more importantly, all these things can attack, and they all got +2/+2, except for him, or her, but she can also attack. So, 4, 8, or sorry. These are 2 2s written down.
Yes.
3, 6, 12, 15. Is this any bigger? Brain in the jar. And an instant. 2 bigger. How many was this, did I say?
15.
15. 20, 22, 26.
We shall crack this Wooded Foothills. Going to 10. Sacred Foundry untap, going to 8. And take lethal.
Yes! Got one! I got a booby prize! And it only took, like, stealing your stuff. Anyway,
It just
I
took
had
a bunch of swans this time.
I did have a pretty stacked hand. Like, I also could have just threw the breach that turn, but I figured I'd show off Breaking Entering instead. get a little vengeance for game 1 when all it did was put a monkey
Yeah.
into play.
And he's just got a monkey.
Exactly. Alright, so that was this matchup. Once again, if you want to play this deck, you have about a week to do it, because it's no longer a deck anymore.
Pretty quick, yes.
Pretty quick, in 1 week's time.
But hey, you'll at least be able to play split cards in Living End, so...
That is true.
I don't know if that's relevant at all, but it might be.
Yeah. Alright, so that was this matchup, and we will see you next week.